Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Multiblock Madness 2. I decided to make a mixer input that can handle fluid and items, specifically for auto crafting. So let's see what we can do about that. I'll try and skip over anything where it's kind of going to be boring, but we'll see. Okay, so we're gonna kind of maybe base it off. No, we need to make one. So let me set this up a little bit. We're going to call it combo input, and then we're going to give it some look. We're going to say Greg Tech. It's going to get the tier 1 casing model. And then the overlay is going to be item in. It's fine. Where's the fluid? Where are you, fluid? Oh, that's right. I didn't upgrade the fluid, did I? I might have to make a custom one for that. So there's that. Okay, so we're gonna update that, save, and then everything else should be good. And we want this to be multi-formed. Yeah, we want control formed as controller, I believe. Okay, so we want item. We're gonna add a texture. We're probably gonna have to add a new one here. Because yeah, that's just 1, 4, 9, and obviously we could do like fluids in like say the bottom and items in the top. But that is uncool. So we're gonna do maybe one tank to the side. Because if I'm not mistaken, you need to go away. How do you make this go away? Huh. Oh, this has to be, that's right. That's right. This is item. It's like checked item. Like that. Fluid. Okay, there we go. Now I'm pretty sure this can be up to down, down to up. That height. We'll do double. And then we'll do the tank capacity will be 10K. Yeah, perfect. So we'll do it like this, but I think we'll do it like right there. Maybe? What do you think? Maybe we'll scoot it over and have 2 tanks. Although I do like the idea of it being like an upgrade to the big one, now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe we do... Nope, that's the wrong one. Maybe we do this, and then have like a couple tanks. Or maybe we just do both. We could just do like boom, boom, boom. Or let me think. So if we look at the mixer, we've got mostly, I would say, 4 items is fine for most recipes. 4 items and a fluid. I think it doesn't get till later on that we need to actually do the 9. So I think we will stick with the 4. Alright, so we're going to base it off this, and then I think we're going to do 2. I don't know what else to do besides just make it long, so we'll do that. Alright, and here we are with the GUI. So we can do grid for one thing. Alright, and then grid, grid, grid. Where are you, grid? There we go. So this will help us kind of make it in the center. You can see how it's set up right now. So if we grab these and we move them, oh yeah, it's actually like grab the image. All right, it's a little bit more specific. So we'll grab just these, put them right there. And then we'll actually move this whole thing over. Actually, I think what we can do, no, we can't. We'll move this whole thing over to, where was it? Right, like that. I think it was like this. Yeah. So now we're gonna copy this. We're gonna put it right here where this was. And then we're gonna copy this. Oops, what did I do? Put this here, paste it. There we go. Put this here, paste it. And we gotta grab some of the middle, paste it. Okay, so we're gonna call that a fluid slot. We're gonna make 2 of them, or should we do 2? I think for symmetry purposes, we do want to do 2. Is that centered? No. Okay. So I'm gonna grab this, move it over where? To there? I think that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, let's make the grid a bit bigger. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that is centered. Cool. All right, so now we just got to grab this. No, that didn't work. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to actually put these to a new layer. That way they can't be messed with. Oops. XV. New layer. Okay. And that's not right either. Oh, I see. We're selecting that. XV. Oops. XV. There we go. It's a new layer, and now all we have to do is grab some of this, paste it. What the heck? I think fill would actually work as well, but there we go. All right, so we're going to call this save as 4-slot combo. Actually, no, we're going to actually export it as 4-slot combo. 4-slot combo. Okay, and there we have it. Didn't even have to reload. So we're going to say, let me see if I could zoom in. I'm pretty sure this is right. So we're going to say tank capacity. We're going to arbitrarily say that each square is worth 4. So we're going to say 8K. Passive IO. Yes, it will not automatically do stuff. And then we're going to add another slot right next to it. We're going to say you are also 36. You're going to be also 8,000. Okay, and then we're going to say down to up. Hopefully that works out how I want. Okay, now we change the item, add a slot. Let me do these, and I'll be back. Well, let's just set up one first. So I think we'll do both. Actually, no, this is just going to be input. This isn't an output. And we'll do in. So you can't pipe items out. Okay. So now I don't think we can actually copy this, but I know that I can do it with the other thing. It's just kind of irrelevant. Be sick if it could. We're also going to set the fluid to in. And there you have it, folks. I believe this is going to work. So now the important thing is to make sure we save it. Let's see where we are here. Combo. So we're actually going to change the texture to the medium one. Although I believe that's the big texture, which is fine. We're also going to have to do that. So let me mess with the texture for this. All right, so this texture here I like. It says it's called overlay pipe in. There's also, we'll just use this. So we're going to just move this over to the folder here. And we're going to put it in overlay instead of, you know what, we'll do all of these. Actually, we'll do the pump too while I'm at it. I don't know what I'm going to need necessarily. We'll do the, you know, those. Because why not, really? Steam pump, cool. Okay, so what we have here is fluid out. So we're going to rename these to make them a little bit smaller. Now, there we have this, pipe in, pipe out. However, it's not going to work. So we need to refresh before it works. There we go. Cool, I like it. And we'll say formed as controller. I don't think we need to, because I feel like I've done it before without it. But there you have it. So we're going to save this. Why does it look like that? Don't know. That's fine. There we go. May as well make a big one while we're at it. So, all right, that was easy. So we save this as 9-slot combo, export, and then we should be good. We'll call this big combo input, shockingly enough. We'll say it's gonna be RegTech tier 3 casing. We'll give it the same item in, nope, pipe in, confirm, update, save, say, and we'll do set up all these. So this is going to be texture over, no, GUI, 9-slot combo. Oh, I forgot about, nice. Forgot to fill that in. Oops. So I don't know the easiest way to do this, but that works for me. Export to 9-slot combo. So now, right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because the name. It'll be fine. So it does take a little bit of configuring for this to work, but I mean, you know, this is something that I've been thinking about for quite some time. So it's a, you know, it's a little bit of configuring now for, you know, a lot of progress, a lot of benefit later on. Well, you guys get to have these, I get to have them. We're pretty much good to go. One last thing is localization. Okay, so right here, we're going to call this we're going to name it this exact same, so it'll be big combo. We don't have an output though, so right now it's just input. Big combo. This is just regular. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. We could do output, but right now there's nothing that outputs both. We definitely want to make this expensive too. Maybe I could call it like a smart input. No, I don't know. But I do think I want to have some AE components, because that's what it's used for, is for auto crafting. Anyway, let's reload and see what happens. Well, we've got the items. Big combo input bus. Oh, that is That's oh, that's so cool. Nice. All right. Now to give them recipes. Is this gonna work? Yes, okay. So first off, we definitely want the item bus. So we're gonna say item input bus and big item input bus, and then we're gonna say fluid input. Fluid input hatch. Did we not make a big one? We didn't. Okay, well, that's kind of annoying. Fair enough, though. Fluid input hatch. We're gonna do 2 fluid input hatches. And then we're gonna do 3 fluid input hatches. Right? No. Because this is an upgrade. So we're gonna just do 1 fluid input. So do big item input bus, combo input bus, fluid input hatch. And then, right? That's what we want, I think. Maybe? Okay. Casing. So we're gonna say sturdy multi-block casing. Reinforced multi-block casing. Yeah, maybe I just do. I guess I could do like that. Okay. So this is gonna be a minute. I think you need. Yeah, there's some issues with this requiring too much titanium. Or sorry, adamantine, I believe. Because you pretty much can only get it, from what I understand, from or byproducts. Because it requires the leaching vat, I believe. Yeah, the leaching vat is tier. Yeah. That is, I believe, incorrect. I like the concept, but I don't like it in practice, I don't think. So I'm gonna lower the tier for the leaching vat, I think. So I can keep the exoskeleton. I'll think about that. Anyway, such a fun looking recipe. As in, like, not very fun. I kind of wanted to make it a little bit easier. Like, I could replace these with these so that this is just one slot. But, alright, there is recipes for now. No, honestly, I don't super love it, I don't think, but it's fine. There we have it. Officially a new block, the combo input bus. And the big combo input bus. That's so satisfying. Okay, now to see this actually work. Let me see. I think I'm still in creative mode. So, oh yeah. Works perfect. Okay, you gotta admit that's pretty cool. Right? Right? Alright, I'm done playing with it. That's so fun. Alright. There is a lot of tier 2 alloys. Wait, do I not use battery alloy for anything? Apparently not. Ah, here we go. So I've gone and made this fusion reactor multi-block. It's a little bit on the big side. And this screen is a little bit laggy, so I'm guessing this will have to be shrunk slightly. Plus the numbers overlap, so I'd have to like put this in the quest. But I think this is like 1951 and then 256 tungsten coils. It looks like this right now. This would be obviously quite endgame. Yeah. It would be for a couple different things, but alloys are one thing I was thinking. Super late game alloys like tier 7s or tier 8s. I know we do have the fusion already. This obviously would be reworked. But this, I believe, is just number. It's just additive. So like 7 plus this would be 117, and so on. Which this will be required for some stuff. I think currently it's required for, I think the only way to get argon besides this, which I still haven't decided what to do about that. Probably get rid of it. The only way to get argon is with fusion right now. Besides, like I said, the centrifuging, which I think I'm gonna change this into a different use, because at least for the air. We'll see, we'll see. And yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of planning. I did change these exoskeleton composites into Ostrom. It was adamantium alloy, which is a tier 7, 6, I think, tier 6 metal. Meaning that you couldn't actually process it properly. So it's kind of backwards. That's been fixed. Yeah, that's pretty much as far as I got for that. Palladium, iridium. Still kind of, I want to focus on getting the end game kind of like at least achievable. Right now, I think the creative world shaper might be the last thing. I'd like to have kind of like a kind of stretch goals almost, where it's like a planet. You craft a planet, and then you craft a solar system, and then you craft like a galaxy, then a universe or something along those lines. But right now, that's kind of the idea, is to do this. And creative items, for the most part, are like the only real reason to use them, or to craft them, would be to use them. But there's no reason to use them, not really. I think like Create Above and Beyond had the creative motors, and like there's definitely argument to be had for using something like this, a creative motor, because if you think about it, to some extent, it's just like copying and pasting the same setup over and over again, like a Steam setup. Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure, haven't exactly decided how I want this to end up, but I'm thinking this will be the 1.0 goal, and I'll essentially just kind of work backwards from here. There's not a ton to do. Haven't decided how I want to actually craft this, but it will definitely require an insane amount of power. Therefore, making these Dyson panels actually not necessarily required. Yeah, maybe required. Like, for example, take this Lapatron orb. This takes 512 tracking chips, almost 1,000 seconds to fill up. This is that much power, which I don't even know how much it is. it might be like a trillion, which trillion we've been conditioned to thinking is not that much because of incremental games. But at 1 million power a tick, it's 50,000 seconds. Sorry, to fill up. That would be that. So 1 million FE a tick is 50,000 seconds to fill one of these. I might make it so that you can like charge it using the smaller orbs, so you can kind of paralyze a little bit, because the next tier down is only 5,000 seconds, and that actually might be a trillion. 1,000 million billion. I think it's 10 billion. I think. Anyway, point is batteries, battery interface. Quickest way to fill them is with the energy receiver. So like a single Dyson, a Dyson solar panel will fill one of these orbs in 50 seconds. And 8 will fill it in 6. Point is, a lot of power. And I'm using the batteries to kind of as like a transfer limit bypass, because I don't know what the highest tier of power transfer is. Maybe mechanism. Actually, ID might be the highest, like integer limit power transfer. But what do we got here? Thermo, cable. So yeah, so the ultimate is 3 million a tick. And if you take a look at these guys, it takes 1,000 seconds or 50,000 seconds at 1 million. So that's quite a bit faster. So I'm checking out this new mod called Rankine, Project Rankine, and it looks pretty awesome. The only problem is, I feel like, and maybe that's just me being dramatic, but I feel like it kind of steps on the toes of what I've already done with overhauling mining and ore processing. It has a very unique and cool system for a lot of stuff, it seems like. So like the any composition thing, I think you can do like this is an interesting mechanic. I haven't tested it at all, but it looks like you can use this induction furnace to make basically like custom alloys type of a deal. And then there's a lot of different stuff like this neon ingot you craft with neon gas, and this indosium batteries, neon gas. Let's see, how do you get this? Fusion distillation tower. And then, where were we? This you craft with the hydrobromic acid. Ender pearl, mercury, you get this thing here, which is used to make, you know, it basically just seems like a pretty gigantic mod. Bismuth, polonium. It seems honestly pretty sick. It's just penning trap. Like, this does seem really neat. What does this filled penning trap do? How do you get it? Anyway. So, yeah. It's definitely interesting because, I mean, like, this does seem pretty cool, I gotta admit. like silt. So if you do water in different biomes, you can get different materials. But again, this seems kind of like something that if I had done it earlier on, it looks like replace ChemLib for the most part, which honestly does sound pretty cool. I mean, not that I don't like ChemLib, but it doesn't have a lot of uses for a lot of its stuff. In fact, it doesn't really have any uses. Although honestly, it doesn't really look like this has uses for a lot of stuff either. It's just kind of generic with unique crafting recipes. Lava. I mean, yeah, a lot of the stuff looks neat. It's very cool. That being said, it definitely seems unlikely that I keep it. Just primarily because it just adds a lot of like random stuff that I pretty much already have. Well, not already have, but like ore processing and stuff. This is just an alloy smelter. Pick 2 unique ingredients. Like this is really cool looking. But again, it's stuff I already have. Like I have a custom ore processing system. This adds a custom ore processing system. Like we take a look. Gold panning. Like all these things, I kind of decided not to use them. Pyrolusite, it turns into manganese. In the beehive oven, whatever that is. Oh, it looks like it's like first tier. Block of manganese, so that's how you do that. And then like bauxite, aluminum, which it looks like it's like a whole process. Takes sodium hydroxide. Like, see, this seems fun. Like, I enjoy this type of mechanic. And then gives you some red mud. Anyway, you guys don't need to watch me going through this, but I wanted to kind of maybe showcase it a little bit. And that's how you get aluminum. Aqua reagent, sulfuric acid, hydrogen chloride, saltpeter. See, like, that's pretty cool, I feel like. But, yeah, it's basically, I don't need more systems, I feel like. Like, I mean, I do feel like this is really neat, and I kind of wish I had it earlier, but it just feels kind of like a more mechanically unique Greg tech, which is kind of the idea, but how do you fill these penning traps? Anyway, also like a more unique chem But here we are. Not gonna be using this. Which is a bummer. Looks cool. Partially just because I don't feel like going through and like, fixing everything. Because I'd have to unify all of these ingots. Definitely part of it. But like there's 2 bariums, 2 thoriums, or just remove chem which is definitely what I would do if, well, maybe I wouldn't. I probably would though if I'd seen this sooner. I mean, I definitely like these are pretty cool. I feel like you can get graphite from crushing stuff, plus the sapphire. But again, it's like there's no real use for it, so it's like it doesn't add anything super new. Alright, so we're out of time for this episode. Just checked, it's about 34 something minutes. Did 0 playing, but hopefully you enjoy it. I'll name it like devlog or something. Yeah. So I feel like I'm not making quick progress as far as this goes. I still feel the urge to perfect, which is not helpful. But I'm going to try to kind of get around that and just connect the dots, and then fill in around it uh, as I go and get feedback. That being said, I think it's possible that this version gets released as a couple necessary bug fixes within the next couple days. Yeah, I might, if I have like any inspiration, I might slap something together real quick before I do that. But yeah, so potentially expect an update soon. But yeah, don't really expect anything in this front. I do have a couple ideas, like I said, like you've seen already, Fusion. This is going to have a schematic, so you can put it into the create canon and just build it all at once. And each side will have a cross of this fusion casing glass. These are where the ports go, and then the middle one of any side is replaced by the controller when it's ready to be built. So you'll just need an extra glass to build the schematic. And obviously it'll tell you everything you need and so on and so forth. But yeah, that is that. I've got a couple ideas here and there. Ways to link together Botania a little bit better. The idea I'm thinking of right now is to make rocket launch pads a runic altar craft. I think that could be fun. Tying this together is definitely something I want to do a little bit better. Right now it's kind of awkwardly placed. Like this is how it is currently. This is craftable as soon as you get access to steel. So it's essentially like right here. It's essentially a tier 3 or chapter 3 quest line, this section here. But yeah, I do definitely like how it's shaping up. I like a lot of the mechanics and so on. Something I might work on still too, like I've said before, is moving applied energistics to this side of the chapter instead of this side. We'll see how I want to do that. Realistically speaking, all I would need to do is make these down a tier, or some of them down a tier. That actually makes probably more sense to say like Lumium, I think, is originally at first, and then Signalium, and then Enderium. I could basically tier those up. So like I can make Lumium a tier 2 alloy, or something. Alternatively, I could make the induction smelter a little bit earlier. The other thing I've thought about is to, what was it? Oh yeah, I'm probably going to do these stage 2 alloys have 3 inputs instead of 4. That way they can fit in the induction smelter. So that would be a tier 1, or the stage 1 ingot, a item, and then either a tier 3 metal or a tier 3 alloy. Haven't decided which. Or maybe cut out the item altogether and then add it into the tier 3. Which I'm also not sure how I want to do that. But I do want to reduce it to 3, that way you can make them in the induction smelter. Because yeah, it just seems annoying that you can't at this stage. And then the following ones, the tier 5 stage 3 ones, and then the chapter 7 stage 4 ones will definitely have 4 or 5 items. Alright, that is definitely it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed, a little bit more devy, rambly. The next couple might be like this, or back to playing, not really sure. I would still like to do... I really, really want to get this pack done and wrapped up. Hopefully you guys do too. Like I said, current end game goal is going to be to get the Creative World Shaper. Obviously this doesn't have a recipe yet, but we'll get there. Any ideas, suggestions, comments, obviously super appreciated. Yeah, thanks for watching.